Okay, let's settle down. Let's get our guest speaker on here. Let me tell you a little bit about him. Man, he gave us a great way to start last week. He came out punching with it. He came out, he says, where you were, where are you, and where you going? Where you were, where are you, and where you're going? And he talked about something that Greg Parmozano said about on our call. He talked about being a trader versus an investor, and Mr. Dean Tarrolly went a little more detail on that. And I tell you, it was a great way to start the month off. I can't wait to hear what he's got to say today. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, I've got great respect for him. He's a family man. He takes his daughter on all the trips and all the vacations with us and everything. And he's bringing her up in a way that she goes, like the little black book saying. I'm so proud of him and grateful to have him on here year after year after year, because why? He's got so much great insight. And he's also a circle champion. So without further ado, can we give a warm welcome to none other than the great Mr. Dean Tarrolly?
Good morning. Hope everybody is doing well. So yeah, I am in Lubbock, Texas with Roxanne Corlejo, and gonna fill you in on some stuff that we're doing over here. Let me say now, BJ, I've never met you, but I'm gonna tell you that you did everybody a favor by how you shared what happened with you, because it's not something I was going to train on today, and I'm not going to, but I am just going to mention it, that posture goes a long way. And when you have posture with what you're doing, who you're working with, you know, the opportunity at hand, posture goes a long, long way. And clearly you have that. And you can have posture and still be classy. There's a lot of people out there that have posture and they're not classy about what they do. They're a bull in a china shop, and nobody wants to work with someone like that. But when you have somebody who's got some posture and they operate with class, those are very difficult people to take your eyes off of, because they tend to be going places and doing things, and they're doing it in a way that's attractive to people. And that's what stood out to me from what you said. So I'm sure we'll meet at some point. Maybe we will. But congratulations on your start and that success, and that's really awesome. So, Mr. T, good to see you. You guys know I always start by just saying a quick couple words about Mr. Thomas. I would encourage you not to take these calls for granted. You know, he does not have to do this. He is a senior vice president in the company, has owned banks, flies around wherever he wants. He has worked diligently to create a lifestyle, and he's created an environment that's totally inclusive here with all these different teams. And, there's been times in my career where I've pulled Mr. Thomas aside for a little guidance on one of any number of items. And he has always stopped what he is doing to give me that time, whether it's in person or over the phone. So, Mr. Thomas, I appreciate that. I appreciate you, the opportunity to be here. What are we in our 7th year of you somehow putting up with me doing this? I don't even know how this has happened for so long. Y'all got to be just sick of me after 3 years of doing this. But anyway, I do have something to share with you guys. And it's funny because it was actually mentioned when Mr. Thomas was doing the roll call, and we're kind of like starting to see, who's done what or who is doing what. And here is, I think, here is a nail in the road for all of you to be aware of. Okay, I'm gonna be very direct. I mean, I know I am, but let me just share this with you guys. The commitment that you guys have to be on this call and to learn and to want to get your businesses moving in the right direction and getting better is so admirable. And I want you to know something, though, and this is important to me, and I'm just one person. Sorry, this angle's kind of weird here. To me, I'm going to tell you that unapplied knowledge is useless. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't apply it, it is useless. What difference does it make? I'd almost rather work with someone who doesn't know as much, but is doing more, rather than knowing all this stuff and not applying it and not taking action, right? And I heard it at the beginning of Mr. Thomas's call, is implementing. So let me tell you guys, when you accumulate knowledge in anything, and certainly in our business in ACN, maybe in our business more than anything, when you accumulate knowledge, what should happen, I think, is that you should become better, more effective, and more efficient at doing the things, the nuts and bolts work that is required to build a successful, growing, revenue generating business. How to sign up a customer, how to go through the website, having the answers to those questions, right? But here's the catch-22. When people accumulate knowledge, what tends to happen is, and I'm going to give you a real life example here in a minute. This is going to go a little high level, by the way, just so y'all just got to follow along with me, because it's where I'm at right now for you all. When you start to accumulate knowledge, you start to gain some confidence. And when you start to gain some confidence, that's great. We want that. But what happens is, and what I've noticed, is that sometimes people in that confidence drips over into ego. Ego starts to dripping over into staying away and not now following the system, because you know what you're doing. You have a better way. You can present to the people that you know. You can get those people launched and started. You can do this and you can do that. And that's awesome. But there's a problem with that. And I'm going to explain it. This was never designed for you to wear all those hats. The beauty and the genius in what it is that we're doing, the biggest asset that you have is your upline and your sideline. Make them the expert, make them the issue, make them the thing. But most people don't want to do that. Here's why: because they've done some things in ACN. They've accumulated maybe some accolades. Maybe they've earned a position. Maybe you've earned regional coordinator or regional director. You're on your way to regional vice president. Maybe you've been recognized on the charts, and now you don't need to do that. Well, let me tell you guys something. That is danger, Will Robinson. For any of you who know what I'm talking about, that is danger mode when you operate like that. So when you start accumulating knowledge and you start accumulating some abilities and you're starting to stack your skill set, that is absolutely the time that you have to follow the system. That is absolutely the time that you have to follow the system that's been put in place, and that's utilizing the leaders that are here to work with you. Look, we have people that are brand new, trying to figure everything out on their own. We have people that have been in the business for a long time trying to do everything on their own. And you're missing the biggest asset that you have. And the biggest asset that you have is the leader that you are working with. So let me give you an example. I am out here in Lubbock, right? There's a lot going on with the company and Zoom, and you guys know about those announcements, which is why I'm here. And I am working with Roxanne. I've been here now, this is 3 days. And let me tell you guys something. She has freaking put me to work to the point where I'm losing my voice. We're doing a meeting tonight. It's myself and Presley Swaggerty. We're doing a BOM and a training here tonight. The company's senior vice president platinum, right? Greg McCord, the others. So we're doing that here in Lubbock. But let me tell you, Roxanne has literally done exactly what we train people to do. Create interest, generate some curiosity. And she had some people that we had presented to and that she had presented to before I even got here. But guess what I've been doing since? All she's been doing is putting people in front of me, meeting after 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 meeting. That's it. We had to schedule this Zoom. I've got another Zoom at 11:30, which 9:30 your time. And then we'll go right to the location. And then we have meetings. We already presented, signed a guy up this morning. He's already got a guest coming tonight. So I want some of you guys to think about this. And here's my challenge to you. Do you need to be in a market that's offering a new service to generate this kind of activity? And the answer to the question is freaking no, you don't. You do not. You need to have a vision for your marketplace with all the great services that we have and the opportunity that we have. You don't need to have a market that's opening a service to generate the kind of activity that Roxanne is doing. But here's what I want you guys to know. She's off of the playbook and now she's on the field, right? She's off of the playbook, notes, right? Oh, she's now on the field. She's literally putting me in front of people morning, noon, and night. And it's not just because I'm here in Lubbock. She was doing that before I got here. I've said this for a long time. Roxanne is literally one of the best people at following the system. She does three-way calls with me. I know what she's going to say every single freaking time. It's impeccable. She always refers to me as Mr. Tarrolly. And then I tell a person, Roxanne, thank you very much. Please call me Dean, right? She did that this morning, every meeting. Doesn't matter who she's putting me in front of people who own real estate companies, right? So she understands that part of the system, the edification. And then she'll open up the meeting anytime I want to chime in or whatever. I'm letting her do like a lot of the talking. I'm not even doing it. I typically go over like the compensation plan part of the overview because she wants them to hear that from me. And I already know that I've been edified to that person. So now the words that I say are going to have more credibility. These are little things that make a big difference. And what I'm afraid of is that a lot of you have caught the vision of ACN, but you missed that the little things make big differences in your ACN business. They make a big difference. So what I want to do just for a second, and before I wrap up today talking about implementing and how to do these things in your market with or without a new service, I just want Roxanne to share with you guys a little bit of her perspective and where we are in reference to the last 3 days. And we have today, tonight, our event, and then tomorrow. So Roxanne, I'll turn it over to you.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Oh my goodness, I can't even tell you and explain the excitement that we have going on out here in Lubbock. And all that was mainly because Mr. Tarrolly came out here, and what he's saying is putting him to work. And I think some people, they have the wrong idea about putting your upline to work. So whenever he started coming out here and he said, put me to work, put me to work, put me to work, obviously I'm doing that, but it's how I'm doing it. So everybody I'm putting Mr. Tarrolly in front of are second, third, fourth exposures, people that just haven't closed the deal with yet, some people that just have more questions, and that's fine. I say, no problem. I'm going to put you in front of Mr. Tarrolly when he gets here. He's our regional vice president. And I just edify the crap out of him. And sometimes when people say, hey, put me to work, what they do is they just invite a bunch of people, make their upline do everything. No, that's not the case. Reason being is because the moment they're gone, they're not going to want to work with you. You have to still let them know you know exactly what it is that you're doing. And that upline is just there for support, just there for help. So I am putting in a lot of the legwork, and Mr. Tarrolly is there, and he's just puttifying. He's instilling that trust he has in me and letting that new person know, hey, it's okay to trust Roxanne. She knows exactly what she's doing. I'm just here to look pretty and smile and chime in when I want to. And that's truly exactly what it is. And so when we have this big event that we're having this evening, so Lubbock is a brand new marketplace. I came in here not knowing a single soul. I already have people messaging me saying, I know we have 125 chairs. Can we put more? How many of you guys have put together an event that you've been in a new place for just a couple months and can fill a room with over 100 people? And how do I know I can do that? Because all I'm doing is promoting Mr. Tarrolly, promoting Mr. Swaggerty. Man, we have the only regional or senior vice president platinum, and he's going to be in here in Lubbock tonight. You have to be there. I don't even care if you don't want to sign up. I don't even care if you want to hear the information. You just have to be in front of this amazing man and just hear him speak. It'll inspire you to do anything you want, even if it's not even ACN, whatever it is in your business. All I'm doing is promoting the event, promoting the people. And when your leaders tell you, put them to work, don't do those first impressions, those first presentations. It's our job. We've been doing this, most of us, long enough. We know how to peak. We know how to present. We know how to do the work. We know how to qualify people. Let's do that and get these heavy hitters in just to paint the vision. And I promise you, the movement that we've had, because I've laid the groundwork, because I did 50 exposures myself. Did 50 people sign up? Heck no, they don't know me. I'm new here. But I put them in front of Mr. Tarrolly, and we're closing app, because I've already laid the groundwork. Lay that groundwork for your leaders, do the heavy lifting, get them in front, and just have them close people. Because I mean, they've been doing this for years. Man, Mr. Thomas, I would never put anybody in front of Mr. Thomas that's never seen the presentation before, because I know how to present. Anytime, which I have actually, I've flown out to Vegas with someone that I presented to. They already know the business. I just said, hey, here's Mr. Thomas. And they just had a conversation, not even about ACN. The moment we left, he's like, I'm in, sign me up right now. Here's my phone. So that's what we got to do with these leaders, you guys. And the system is there for a reason. I've been doing this for 6 years. I know exactly what to do. Am I going to pass on the system because I have an ego and say I know what I'm doing? Heck no. No problem. Let me put you in front of Mr. Tarrolly. That's all I'm doing.
Roxanne, it's awesome. So you guys, here's my point. When you find the right person, you can't stop them. Roxanne happens to be the right person. And I would be willing to bet that someone in your upline knows and believes that you are the right person. But it will not happen without action and activity. And that's something that Roxanne did prior to me getting here. Now, let's say some of you are newer and you're not capable, nor should you be presenting yet. If you're brand new, just get the person that you're working with in front of your leader. Bring your questions to your leader. Let them handle that. We don't expect you to do something when you are brand new out of the gate, other than be willing to follow the system and be coachable. Every successful business has a system that they rely on, a system that's tried and true and works. So what I'm telling you guys is this: you do not need to be in a market with a new service to be able to generate this kind of activity and excellence. You do not. What you need is to have some vision. What you need is to understand fear of loss, that we're coming to the end of the year and that people want to be in a better position in 2024 than they do in 2023. And are you going to have those type of forward-thinking conversations in the market that you live in with the services and opportunity that you have to use? And I have to believe that you guys have been on enough of these calls with Mr. Thomas that you can absolutely do that. The question always comes down to the same thing I talk about. It's not a question of if you can, it is only a question of if you will. And that means the power is on your side and that you have the choice.